Coming up from the Marmara University up here, near this mosque, and behind this is the Florence Nightingale Hospital, which is now renamed. There you come over here into Karakoy Moda area, and on the right is the Haydar Pasha train station. Right over this bridge in the high traffic area is where there's a lot of ruins, and they're covering them up slowly, and we can show them to you in a bit. Here's some of the archaeological place, the dig of the Chalcedon, and here it is. A lot of it was available previously, but they covered it up with the tracks in the far end, and you could see the old train station there at the end. So let's look at some of the things here we could see down below. It looks like they're going to redo this place, hopefully, and open it up for viewing for tourists. We'll see. This is 2026, so we're still waiting. Down below the bridge you can see this round spot. There's one there. Could be some sort of grave, possibly. You go over here, another one. If I can get it through the thing there, right before that tree. Another one there, and it's interesting because that one there next to the tree is actually, it looks like a Muslim grave. But any other graves that were from the Byzantine or Roman, they've never really keep. They remove the ruins or the remains. I'm not sure what they do with that. You can look online and find out about that. But there's another one very similar. In the middle here, you can also see this other circled area, and so maybe also another possible area. Right below that, you can see these two pillars here on the bottom. And again, maybe a temple or a church in this area, or some type of civic building. In this one spot, you can see all these pillars coming up. Some marble ones and look like some rock ones. Most likely an old type temple or some entryway there. Up there beyond, this is probably the site. They found a church or something over there, and they're redoing some kind of the structure of it. Let's see what that becomes. Far right over here, you can actually see, looks like a hammam or like a bathhouse with some of those tiles usually underneath the flooring. And they have them sitting there, and not too far from there you could see in the foreground, you could see some pillars, like a large pillar that used to be there. Actually a few places you see the marble pillars in this area. So this seems to be a key strategic area of the level. But even here you could see they covered it up, that section. Maybe it was a walkway, but maybe they're going to make a walkway through. But a lot of this area has been covered up. I can show you some older pictures that had everything revealed. Now they have that road there beyond, at least the tracks covering it up. You have this little thing, looks like a keychain hole, well, maybe a well next to it. So I wonder what that is. Just beyond that area where they're covering up, you can see this marbled area, and then there's actually right before that, you can see an entryway below. Maybe was something below that surface underneath that marbled temple area or church area. So interesting to see. It's a different angle of that area with the surface with the marble tiles on top, with the entryway underneath, it looks like, next to the bathhouse structure and the structure they're rebuilding. On the far end of this display, you see these buildings here they're making. Hopefully it's going to be an exhibition hall. They're currently promoting everything about this Haydar Pasha train station from the 1800s, and so they're redoing that, and they obviously put new train tracks here and moved them to the side a little bit. Another note, you can notice how below the surface it is. It's about 3 meters below the surface that they're digging here. That was eventually covered up by the earlier train tracks, but you could see the original surface is above this level. Of note, you can see that Chalcedon, ancient Chalcedon, was a port city on the water. You can see the water there just beyond. It's been extended a little bit probably in modern times, but came up pretty close to this area. Near the center section, you can see another area that has marble. There is most likely an important civic building with the marble and the pillars. Look like some tiles exposed. And hopefully eventually we'll be able to walk down there alongside where those workmen are currently walking.